Senator Weinberg has served in Trenton for more than 2 decades. Each day, she fights for those whose voice is not always heard. She has brought about change not only in the area of autism policy, but in government reform, healthcare, and other areas. She brings an unmatched integrity, passion, and skill to public service. She cares deeply about what matters to all of us, and she doesn't rest until she gets results. It is my honor to introduce to you Senate Majority Leader Loretta Weinberg.
Good morning, everyone. It is really a pleasure and an honor to be here this morning to meet with all of you, to talk to families, caregivers, professionals in the field. This is a subject, and my advocacy for it has been for a long part of my years in the legislature, starting when I was in the New Jersey State Assembly and then certainly in the Senate. And advocating for money for something as simple as a helpline is an honor, a privilege, and a responsibility that each of us who serves in the legislature or in the executive branch of government should take very seriously. To the professionals here, I thank you for your hard work, and I thank you for all you do for our children. Most of all, to the parents, to the family members who love our children, I thank you for your continued love and compassion and advocacy. As many of you know, or any of you who are among my 5,000 friends on Facebook know, I'm the mother of 2, and I do have 3 grandchildren. My step-grandson has high-functioning autism. His name is Aaron. He is now 21 years old, and as I've been explaining to some of your colleagues here in the audience, he lives in California, and he is in, right now, a 2-year college course that is actually paid for by the state of California, learning more about life skills so that hopefully at some point in his not too distant future, he is going to be able to live on his own. And I also have to share another little personal story. My younger grandchildren, my 10-year-old granddaughter, we were in some restaurant not too long ago, and somebody started up a conversation with her and asked her if she had any brothers and sisters. She said, yes, I have 2 brothers, a younger brother, and I have a brother with autism. And the woman said, appropriately, oh, that must be very special. So Shana answered, well, it's really not so bad, because if he didn't have autism, he'd want to hang out with his friends instead of us. So I thought, well, you know, this was kind of the lesson she learned out of life from having her autistic brother, Aaron, whom she loves and who loves her in return. So it's that special relationship that gives me the firsthand understanding of the issues that each and every one of you face every day in your work and with your families. And I've been involved with a lot of legislation over the years, but I have to go back to one of which I am particularly proud, and I was trying to recall, I think it was signed under Governor McGreevy's administration. But we put a $1 surcharge on every moving violation in New Jersey, which to this day produces between $4 and $5 million a year for autism research. And so I tell people, if they snag you with a moving violation, don't feel too badly, because you've helped the cause. Not that I'm suggesting any of you run through a red light or speed or do something that you're not supposed to do. But it was a way for us to gain money and put it where, in one area that would really been underfunded, and it is run through the Governor's Council on Autism, where grants come in, people ask for research projects, and the Governor's Council funds them through this surcharge. So that's why I have supported legislation of this kind for years. And that's why I also worked to pass legislation mandating insurance coverage for children with autism, and made New Jersey the first state to expand insurance protection to children with other developmental disabilities. And that's another issue of which we can all be very proud. And in this last budget, it is why I worked with Majority Leader Lou Greenwald to pass the extra little amount of money so that your helpline could continue to be funded. And I would hope that in future years, as we construct budgets under the next legislature and the next governor, that we really don't have to fight to put money back into a budget, but that, in fact, everybody in our government will recognize the needs of special children and the special families who love them and take care of them, so that they are entitled to the same rights, privileges, and responsibilities of living in this great state and this great nation, and that they get the same amount of education geared to their abilities, and that they get the health care they need, and that, in fact, they also get the appropriate living conditions as they grow up and as they grow older. So I want to thank you for inviting me here this morning, and I really want to thank you for the privilege of getting to know so many of you. You know, I consider my years in the legislature, and hopefully, moment of partisan moment, but we do have an election coming up in November, and I am running for re-election for those of you who might live in District 37, which is in eastern Bergen County. So I am looking forward to the next 4 years of advocating, of asking for, of helping to lead the fight so that people with special needs get their fair share of our budget and of our life in New Jersey. So thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me.